2 nannies were arrested by Ghana police for administering, sleeping pill to infants. And I was shocked when I read that one of the nannies is a student nurse from Konongo. And I say this is a future nurse.
Yeah.
Maybe our health sector is the way it is because of things like this.
And that student nurse, she's not in a hurry to do anything. To come and watch TikTok. To just go and do some unnecessary thing. Why do you accept to do a job when you know in your heart of hearts that you don't have the skills or you don't have the empathy to do that job?
Yeah.
Because people entrusting their kids in your care is a big deal in other places. Oh, I will never understand why we train people to take care of sick people. We train people to take care of the bones, physio and all of that. But when it comes to nanny job, I don't know any professional school here in Ghana that you can easily say you need somebody to be a nanny and the person must provide you with this certificate. If there's any, please, I'm open to learn. Mm-hmm. But in other jurisdictions, nannies are a big deal.
Yeah.
You can't do things and go scot-free.
I agree. And for me, I always say that, look, it's easier to raise an upright man in society than to fix a broken man in society. And that is why it is very imperative on this parent to make sure that, now it begs the question, what background checks were done? And what happened to nanny agencies which they can employ? Because, see, in as much as, yes, we expect that the country in which we live in should provide for us, I think the country also expects and puts that responsibility on parents to give the country citizens that would uphold the moral fiber of society and not one that would destroy or encourage moral decay in society. And that is why it is very important that parents do their background search. Because how is it that you employ a nanny who takes the easy route? And so was their temperament checked? All these things, were these checks done?
That one, you can't be careful enough. Even those who pretend to have all the things you are trying to check correctly, when you are not there, they might be different people to your kids.
Crazy.
But what I found very intriguing is that for 9 months, were they monitoring for all that 9 months, or after they got to know that this is what the nannies were doing, that's when they took them to the hospital to know that they've been doing it for 9 months? Because think about it. If you have the means to do some of these things, which is CCTV and monitoring how your nannies, we've seen a lot of videos from Ghana, from Africa, elsewhere, how nannies maltreat children, even adults, like older people, we entrust in the care of nannies. Just recently, Leila Janzi had to write a long episode about how a sister who had stroke and was bedridden was supposed to be taken care of by professional nurses. So, and even with that, the way they handled her sister. So I'm asking again, which industry or which regulator is supposed to regulate this nanny industry?
And we can't deny the fact that times are changing really fast.
Yeah.
And the system is getting complicated and all of that. And for me, in a system as this, moving this fast, what will the average working mother do? Because, Kingsley, if you don't go, you won't eat. So you must go and find that food, and someone must take care of those kids. So in a case like this, what do we do?
See, I understand that perfectly, and I'm not even holding brief for nannies who take advantage of the situation to maltreat children. But I'm saying that it is 2025. How about we put some of these plans in place before we decide to even bring forth children? When you get a job, you calculate how you will pick your car and go, the time you get there, the time you close. But when it comes to childbirth, there's this entitlement with us, especially Ghanaians. Like, when you give birth, my sister will automatically take care of my kids, or my mother is there. How about we create that safe space for the children? Even if you bring in a nanny, and you really want to leave your children in the hands of a nanny, there are so many ways you can monitor how your children are doing in the house.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking myself, for 9 months, and you see, these are kids. Right now, maybe the drugs they give the children have mixed with their blood. Now, without it, they might not even function well.
Young kiddies, then they fly them.
Like,
Oh,
so no wonder that we are hearing some of people are really hurting people's children in schools, and this might be some of the reasons.
it's crazy.
The last time a child had this life-threatening injury in a classroom where it's supposed to be about 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, how were they able to injure their fellow students like that?
You know, one thing we should also be looking at is the maternity leave system. Here in this country, you have like 12 weeks of maternity leave. I mean, you only get an extension if you have a cesarean section or give an abnormal birth or give birth to twins. That is when you get an extension. But I dare say that a child cannot be raised in 3 months. So it's because what is happening right now is dangerous.
Yes.
If you go into the account of people that have told you how their children have been maltreated by nannies who are being paid on top, like you ask yourself, what is
and
this?
your mother is alive, your father is alive, they can afford to pay nannies, and you are going through this. So imagine the child. We were in this country when Anas did an investigation in an orphanage, and we saw the chilling and horrible situations the children there were the horrible situation they were in that orphanage. And I said to myself that time that these people, they don't have anybody to fight for them. At least for this case, they've arrested them. We shouldn't treat this as one of the cases where we won't hear the end of. No.
Yeah, at all.
Because they could have died.
And
These kids could have died easily.
You know, in times like this, someone might suggest that, okay, how about you let family members, do the caretaking and all of that. But it would surprise you to know the number of abuses children have suffered in the hands of their own uncles, in the hands of their own extended family members. So you see, that can't be a solution, and it's very dangerous, because how is it that a country, can we even boast of one nanny agency?
Maybe privately owned, but I don't know any regulator or any state institution supposed to regulate that industry. But like you're saying, I absolutely agree with you. The moment we say that you are bringing a child into this world, then even your close relatives, you can't trust them to the last call, because people get abused by familiar people.
I tell you.
And right now, perhaps maybe the states can also institute some laws to say that every company must have a small nursery, maybe up to the point where the child can easily say, when I went to school, this person hits me, or can talk and can communicate. Wherever you are working, if you have more than 10 staff, make sure you provide that. How about that?
That you see, again, I keep saying we are all involved in building a nation, and you think that a nanny administering sleeping pill, how does that affect me and all of that? But you have a kid who is taking sleeping pill at that age. Imagine the compounding effect that will have on that kid.
Right now you have kids as low as 5 years complaining of kidney diseases. Put galamsey aside, but these are some of the things we are not even averting our minds to. Because you have a healthy kid, you are paying nannies to take care of this child, and every time when you come, you are seeing a mark on the child. You are asking the child, they can't really talk because 2-year-olds, how can they even communicate properly?
For me, government needs to put structures in place to check this, even if it's nanny agencies that they should enforce. That should
you must come and get a license to be able to operate some of these things.
So then they can do background checks, temperament checks, and all of these things.
But you know what happens? A child completes JSS or SHS, drops out of school because the person can't afford. And then you be in Accra and be like, I want a nanny. Then a friend will tell you, I have this girl in my hometown who just finished JSS. A 15-year-old who can't even take care of him or herself. You will leave a child with a life like 2 years, 3 years, 1 year old
And you know,
in the care of a 15-year-old girl or boy.
it's crazy.
And you expect what?
And you know, at that age, that is the formative years of the kid.
Challenge.
Anything you imprint in the sticks for a very long time. So
and
that
they are
is
using
when-
these kids to do experiments because around that time, puberty, things are kicking in. When they turn, they see these children. What do you think they will do with them?
Oh God.
Because we are paying you, and you think the best way to have your peace of mind. Nanny job is not peace of mind job. No, you will feel it in your body because you arrange the thing, you go to the kitchen and come back. It must be scattered. That is nanny job.
But you chose to take the easy way.
You chose to do it. So why are you dragging that small kid, that innocent kid? Perhaps the mother is always looking in the CCTV. My children are always asleep. Oh, nice. What am I doing wrong? When I'm around, they don't sleep. Charlie,
Charlie, it's not funny, but you know,
the children will be high than most high.
Hey. At this age.
And then when they grow up and they start abusing, because imagine for 9 months, 2-year-old twins, twins, a rumujeni. By this time, without it, they might not be able to have a regular sleep.
Yeah.
Because every time something must be induced in their system for them to sleep. 2 years.
That's not fair to them.
2 years.
Well, we should go beyond prosecution and actually put things in place that will prevent these future occurrences. And also, like I said, we are all involved. We are all building a nation from the parents because the country is counting on the parents to give us upright people in society.
And lastly, the Minister of Gender must take this thing serious. This is what has come out in the public domain and we are discussing. As we speak now, some children are high and sleeping because some nanny somewhere has dragged them. Let's not treat this with kid gloves. No.
I agree.
Let this be the opening of how we can regulate that era of they will come and they can't even, because you see the kid and you're like, this kid cry needs education. By the time you realize you are taking that kid to school and they can't do some of the things because they are too young or they are so naive, they don't know how to do it. So imagine you are an 18-year-old girl from some village. You come and they are telling you about a 1.5-year-old girl or boy. You've not done something before.
Now, even hearing you say this, it just made me, like, it gave me an epiphany of those days when a mother gives birth, the woman's mother is quick to come and then take care of the baby, bath the baby, because I mean there is this form of knowledge when it comes to taking care of
But
kids.
now we are saying they are all witches. We are all witches. We don't even practice extended family anymore. So the mother is there, the father is there, but you go and bring a stranger to come and take care of your child because your own mother who gave birth to you didn't kill you when you were young. But now that you are old and you have small money, you are saying
think that is
so the mother, some of them, their parents are there, but they just don't want them to come closer. Maybe too, because of the parents to some trauma and things they went to, they felt, no, now I don't want you closer. But you see, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Right now, your child is being dragged for 9 months. What are the health implications? There should be a full-blown investigation. No?
True.
And parents to talk to your children.
Yeah.
Pick all the silliest clues. Pick all of them. Ask them what happened in their day. Did somebody touch them inappropriately? Did something happen? Did your colleague or your friend in school beat you? Did something happen that your teacher is not even telling you? Because right now, you take your child to school healthy. And by the time you pick the child up by 3 p.m., the child is so timid, the child is so unwell, and you won't understand because something happened.
You know, it's not as if we are exaggerating this, but bro, like it's serious like that. It's serious like that because the future
you are tired already
to
trying
kids.
to chase money.
Yeah.
And then you have to pick this. Imagine the trauma to give the parents of knowing that, oh, I'm paying 2 people because they are twins. So one responsibility to one adult, another small responsibility to another adult. And that one.
Then you do this damage to my child again.
God will judge them. And there are females too. You cry there, they say you have empathy, you are compassionate, and you're able to do this. I'm saying that it's happening in other homes. The moment some of these things come out, it means this is not the first and this won't be the last. If you know you have nannies in the house, this is your wake-up call. This is your sign to get CCTV, to make sure that you have a neighbor randomly just go to your house, just check what is happening.
Yeah.
This is your sign. Don't trust that your nanny too much.
I agree with you, because back then they always say it takes a village to raise a child, and this is for a good reason why.
Right now, your neighbor cry, you don't know his or her name. They are all just there.
It's, you see, and the future belongs to these kids. So, bro, we can't be light with this or treat this with kid gloves. Well, let us know what you think in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.